If you live on this planet, you are affected by all that occurs, especially if it happens in your nation or those around you. The word fascism has come forward in this global zeitgeist once again, and it is important that we know what fascism is. The problem with this is that fascism is amorphous and impossible to pin down a single definition as it adapts to cultures. To begin understanding where fascism comes from, we need to look at the symbology and etymology of the word fascism. The word fascism comes from the word fasces, which is the Latin word for bundle. It is a bundle of sticks often included with an axe. It was used in Roman rule and was passed down by the Etruscans before it, where it is thought to have represented their leaders' judicial and military power. It existed as a symbol in the Roman Republic as a symbol of the imperium, the power of a Roman magistrate. After the fall of the Roman Empire, it became a symbol in heraldry and governmental authority, shown in modern day as they're used in the seal of the U.S. Senate and the Lincoln Memorial. The fasces were adapted by Benito Mussolini and his Italian fascist party, focusing on a strong sense of nationalism and militarism to achieve a stronger Italy, which became a staple in fascism. This included adapting the fascist iconography and wording, coining the term fascism. This mirrors the adaptation of the Nazi swastika, twisting the connotation of the original symbol. The mechanics of fascist political systems aren't as straightforward as the etymology and symbology of the word itself. The mechanics warp and change to the culture and those who lead the fascist party. What are the bones of fascism? Fascism is a far-right political ideology. Every fascist group is, even if slightly, different from each other. No fascist leadership does things exactly the same. It is not fully bound to an economic system, but is more prevalent in some than others. It can fully exist within socialism, capitalism, communism, as seen with Joseph Stalin and his Russia. Revolutionary themes are used to endear the people with a change of status quo, though when they come to power, the status quo tends to change in favor of the new leadership. An example of this is North Korea, which was separated from Korea after a revolution against imperial Japanese occupation. How does fascism do what it does? One is autocracy, which is a dictator of absolute power that controls everything. Another is militarism. Fascist leaders need an enemy to keep control by directing frustrations and keeping loyalty. Propaganda is used to establish this enemy. Though whole nations are often targets of this internal propaganda, specific minorities like queer people and people of color are often targets as well. The Nazi Party's chosen enemies were among some Jewish people, people of color, and those not of Aryan descent, and other opposing political parties. Mandatory political service is also a good way to control the populace by uniting them within a regimented and strict military setting, demanding obedience to a greater idea. Fascism tends to also promote direct action. Promotion of political violence towards opposite political parties, the promotion of racial or national purity, promoting the shunning of people whose genetics or otherwise culture are deemed inferior. This heavily varies culture by culture. The idea that the weak must be purged to maintain purity while promoting the creation of a strong people. Fascism generally has strong age and gender roles. Strong age and gender roles are part of the controlling structure of society that fascism wants to present, to add to the militaristic structure of society. Palingenesis is the rebirth or regeneration of society from a weak society to a strong society. This comes from recovering from a decline that may or may not be real. Palingenesis is a major aspect of ultranationalism within fascism, building a national legend for the people to latch onto. North Korea used this effectively to rewrite history and match the story at any given time through film, music, schooling, etc., all laced with deep and even blatant propaganda. Fascism often, if not always, has a revolutionary tilt. As fascist movements like the Nazi Party, they revolted against having a militarily weak, if not devoid, country. People are swept up in fervor and adapt to the changes socially and culturally. The party took advantage, promoting unity and nationalism. This helped create an environment where loyalty was near necessary to avoid ostracization from their society. The many aspects and variations of fascism as a political ideology is why it is so hard to pin down. This is why we need to know what the aspects of fascism are to understand the mechanisms of what's happening around us and how culture may be manipulated by those we give power to. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.